널 기다렸어.
Welcome back, everybody, to the SPL live at the Nexon Arena, and we are all tied up here 1-1 between the Afreeca Freaks and SK Telecom.
Oh, yeah. I lost my voice there. Yeah, two pretty straightforward games that we just saw there. Alive convincingly beating Dark on Frost, and Sue scouting the away cheese of Super with the Proxy Dark Shrine and punishing him respectively and taking that game out. But these next two games are going to be really interesting. We're going to see Bomber against Dream on Frozen Temple, and then following that, this is a guaranteed game, Patience against Classic on Dust Towers.
Yeah, we get to see Dust Towers, as if we didn't get to see that map enough at the SSL Challenger, where we see it about 15 games out of 30 every time we go into one of those groups.
I'm actually willing to bet it's more like 20 games out of 30 times.
It's a lot of games. Yeah. I know that map so well now, it's ridiculous. But first, we are going to jump into this TVT. Bomber up against Dream. As you said before, Dream hasn't seen too much play this time around, just because he's not as dominant as he was in 2015, but also their team is so stacked, right? They have so many different players to play, and I think the only reason that Innovation doesn't play over Dream today is because he had the GSL yesterday.
I think that's the only reason. Also, Sorry had to play yesterday as well, so I don't even think Sorry's on the Pro League roster for SK Telecom actually. So, but yeah, Dream is known for being the TVP sniper, I guess. That being said, Chaser is going for Bomber in this situation.
Fanboy.
Yeah, what Bomber did qualify from his SSL group, so he's no slouch.
Yeah, no, he's looking better, and to get through a group like that is incredibly hard. So coming out here and playing one best of one up against a guy who hasn't seen too much play. He's only sitting at 2-3, Dream is at this point. So, I mean, it really could be anybody's game here. I would favor Dream. I think he's the safe choice, but it could go either way. Let's jump into Frozen Temple now for game number 3. Up here in the top left in the purple from the Afreeca Freaks, it is Bomber.
And spawning here at the bottom right, as Orange Heron for SK Telecom T1, it is Dream. And we're on our new map here, Frozen Temple.
Frozen Temple is a pretty nice map. I like it, but it's kind of
boring.
Very standard, boring, you know, very straightforward.
Well, it's very standard in that it's very easy to take multiple bases. There's multiple attack paths to your opponent. There's destructible rocks that Dustin Browder loves. There's not really much more to say about this map.
Yeah. This guy's making a pun off of Daehyun's name.
He's the #1 commentator.
Saying something like, now and forever, you are the one top. I guess
one
that's
top
the
is
one
like
top.
#1.
Yeah.
#1, yeah. Oh, this is well, not one top strategy that we're seeing here from Bomber, going for the double barracks.
Oh boy.
So probably going to see 2 Rax Reaper here from him.
Yep, just getting a little bit aggressive here. But Dream is going to scout this right away with this SCV that is going to run up the ramp just now.
Yep. And I'm really curious to see how Dream's going to react to this, whether he'll get the really fast factory to try and get that Hellion out, or he's just going to work off this one barracks and expand, confident in his micro ability.
It looks like he'll expand possibly in the main and then drop down a factory as soon as possible.
Okay, there's the command center, so there goes the SCV of Bomber going out as he collects all the information that he needs to work with this 2 Rax Reaper play.
Yeah, and generally when you get a factory at this timing after the CC, you may take a little bit of damage early on, but this is a 2-player map, but it's still a very long rush distance. So by the time you do get out your Hellion, you're generally pretty safe.
Oh, gets that SCV, survives. Very lucky SCV there is going to go back home and mine some minerals or gas, depending what Bomber wants to instruct that SCV to do.
Or it could build. That's the other option.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Or repair.
repair.
Yeah. Could do that. Or it could just stand idle.
Or it could get killed by its own units.
Yeah. Could patrol in the base too. Let's just talk about all the options of what an SCV can do.
Well, let's talk about the options that these two Reapers do right now. As we see Bomber actually going for an expansion behind this. Sees that the command center of Dream is gone down, so he's going to try and play catch up. But the thing is, with this 2 racks opening, you got to do some damage with it.
Oh, he's going to deny the, or rather delay the CC from being completed here. And he's, wow, going to go for a
command center.
Yeah.
And if Dream decides to go for a Banshee or Liberator, it might do a lot of damage because all that Bomber has are these 2 barracks.
Yeah, we'll see what he wants to go for here. He is teching up to Starport quite quickly. Bomber only now is he making his first factory.
And yeah, Dream just sniffs that attempt to move into the base from Bomber just completely. And this Hellion, I love having the Hellion in your defense composition because it does extra damage to those light units, and Reapers are very fragile. So nice shots, a few nice shots, nice volleys from your army group, and you can easily kill off a group of Reapers.
Yeah, and look at this. Now with 2 Hellions out, he's going to send out his Reapers to try to do some own scouting and harass back at the base of Bomber. And he is going to get in there without a hitch. We'll see how Bomber reacts to this. He really doesn't have much at home at all because he's just making so many add-ons. And look at this, 2 Reapers just going to stroll on into the base, and still no answer here from Bomber.
Yeah, and Dream's going to see that. Oh, actually, here comes Reaper coming up. There's the mines, but the mines don't do enough damage. And there's only SCV trying to deflect this attack, though. So if Dream does enough damage with these Reapers, he could get back the game. Okay.
Yeah, still doing a ton of damage, but had he been paying attention, probably would not have lost that Reaper.
Oh, nice repair here from Bomber.
Yeah, once it's only 1 Reaper, you can just do this.
Yeah.
And
this Reaper execution squad should take out this lone Reaper here from Dream. And Dream's actually going for a counter drop here.
And that he can. I mean, looking at the army of Bomber, he doesn't have much on the ground. He's just able to walk right in here. There's only 2 Marines that can hit air, but they're very close.
Yeah, those Marines are just going to tickle
slow,
that medevac. And Dream's actually just rallying units across. And there's a Liberator as well. I think he wants to kill him right now, seeing the fact that he has got that 3rd orbital command center quite quickly.
Yeah, and you can see how much trouble Bomber is having with these drops into the main. And once the rest of the units come in, it's going to be even harder.
Yeah, the main problem for Bomber is that he just has no units to defend from this attack. And with this Liberator out here for Dream, it's just going to be very rough for Bomber to deal with.
Yeah, you can see he does get a nice trade there against the Hellions.
Oh, Cyclone's out to deal with that Liberator.
Yeah, Dream should just run that or fly that thing home right now. But actually locking onto the Hellion, and so the Liberator is going to get down here. But he can, of course, get behind and repair this. But still, tons of damage coming out here. Bomber now down to 26 SCVs.
Well, we see the production tab, and Dream's actually not gone for a 3rd command center. So even
he's already got it built in his base.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, so that's good for Dream. He can just he's just caught up and he's done enough damage. Look at the work account. He's 12 SCVs ahead. Dream's in a very comfortable position in this game.
Yeah, definitely very far ahead. Bomber did have his orbital out here first for that 3rd command center, of course.
But those extra mules mean nothing if you can't produce with them. Like, the harassment was so significant from Dream that 3rd orbital command center hasn't really achieved its job.
Yeah, and we do have the double engineering bay coming out of Dream now.
He's getting those upgrades already as well. Bomber hasn't even thought about getting an engineering bay, I don't think.
He doesn't have a single one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's going to get so far behind from this.
Yeah, it's not looking very good for Bomber right now.
Yeah, they're the engineering bays, but definitely late compared to Dream's. There's going to be a big gap where Dream can abuse that upgrade advantage.
And like even now, Dream's dropping onto that 3rd base. He's even got siege tanks to defend from any harassment. I mean, it looks really tough for Bomber. As I keep saying, it looks very tough for Bomber to come back into this game. He does have that medivac with the tank though, but I don't think it'll do enough damage harassment-wise to get him back. Like, the thing that Bomber needs to do is to have money Marine medevac drops and take out a lot of SCVs. That or production facilities.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, I feel like every time I watch Bomber in a TVT, I just see him get behind in every single one in the early game, and then he just struggles to fight from behind, and he doesn't quite do it. Some certain times where he faces someone like Forte, he's able to take a win even after making multiple mistakes. But
yeah, Bomber's one of those players where if he gets a lead, he's going to win. But if he's playing from behind, he's going to struggle. And now Dream's just going to drop Marines onto both the expansion and the main base. He's going to pick up. Doesn't want to lose those Marines there.
Yeah, not quite going to work out. Bomber is on the defense here, but we have another drop coming into the third base.
Oh, it's going to take out all of these SFVs. This is just a slow-motion train wreck that we're watching from this matchup here.
Wow, actually a really nice job done here by Bomber to save everything.
Doesn't actually kill any SFVs.
Yeah.
Nice tank play, nice tank defense, rather, from Bomber. But we can see the third base is nicely saturated for Dream. He's got... can you have a look at the production facility count for both players?
I'm sure we got 5 racks here for Dream.
Barracks.
2 racks for Bomber.
Bomber only has 2 barracks and Dream has 5. It's like...
Yeah, it's 5 to 2 right now.
Adding all the production facilities right now, but if I bet you Dream scans and he sees all those barracks being built, he's going to be like, okay, I can just A-move and rally across.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. I mean, you could see the explosion in supply of Dream over Bomber at this point. And so far, he's just been taking it slow. He doesn't want to 1A into any tank line just yet. We've seen players make that mistake before, so he's just harassing, poking at the third base, finding whatever damage he can.
I mean, it's not too bad of a deficit for Bomber. It's just the main issue, it will be the upgrades that are about to finish for Dream here.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that Dream actually started his 2-2 quite late, and Bomber is starting it right away. So, in fact, because Dream was not meticulous about making sure that he gets those on time, Bomber is actually going to catch up.
Oh, that being said, though, Dream has these 2 medivacs. Yeah, he's also doing some harassment here at the third base. Getting these Marines. He's going to snipe some SCVs here. And look at the SCV count of Bomber just dwindling.
Oh, man. He's even going to lift the third CC. He has nothing to deal with this small Marine drop coming over to the third base.
Where are all of Bomber's units?
Well, here they are. That's the army of Bomber, right? It's not very big at this point.
With Dream, he's still got these medivacs just sitting there at the top left because Bomber has no anti-air to deal with those medivacs. He has no Vikings because he's spending all of his starports onto getting those medivacs out.
Yeah, now you can see 66 to 45 SCVs. And a fourth base even being taken by Dream as he extends his lead. This may be the attack that ends the game, where he just has all of his tanks together, his entire army. He's not going for drops anymore outside of this one. Yeah,
but that has to go away. But he did force a liftoff onto that third base, and he's probably going to force another liftoff unless Bomber does move his army. Okay, no, it's actually placed at the fourth, my mistake. But the liftoff was enough to stall Bomber's economy quite a bit.
Yeah, that it was. Now just waiting in the middle of the map. He wants to group up with all of his tanks.
I don't think this is the best move to go up a ramp. Maybe you should just swing around to the left to be safe. But yeah, I think you should just swing around either to the left or the right and use the more larger surface area to make his attack. Like, attacking up a ramp is no good in any matchup in any RTS game in the world.
Yeah.
And this positioning here is not really the best for Dream to approach with.
Yeah, I like what you're saying, where he either comes from the left side or the right side and just tries to go for it, because Bomber easily, the second he sees Dream going up the ramp, he just drops all of his tanks, and there's no way you're going through that unless you want to die. So,
because it's a numbers game right now. Dream has the superior army count, and like honestly, the best option would be go from three ways. You go from left, the ramp, and the right side, because siege tanks can't attack everywhere.
Well, he's forcing these units over here to deal with the drop, and here he comes. He stims up the ramp, and Bomber's not ready. The tanks do drop out, though. Oh, man, but Bomber's actually going to stim forward into the tank line of Dream and lose his entire Marine force. There you go. Dream taking the TVT, making it 2-1 for SKT.
Yeah, nicely played there from Dream. Noticing the fact that there was that 2 racks Reaper play, defended it quite adequately, and then once he got his expansion up, he just took that economic lead that he had. And then even after he scouted that third base of Bomber, he punished Bomber for taking that greedy third base and just built his advantage on from there.
So Dream, solid as ever, does get his chance to come out here once again in Pro League and proves himself up against Bomber. And to be honest, it's Alive did his job, but he may be the only person that does do his job for Afreeca tonight, because the next game is going to be the PvP Master of Classic up against Patience.
Well, you have to remember as well that Patience did, excuse me, Patience did knock out Classic in the SSL last season.
Yeah, but
So,
I don't know. Classic was in a different time. Patience was doing quite well. It was new expansion, right? I feel like these two players have changed so much since those games that those results are almost irrelevant at this point. Unless Classic is still thinking to those results and he's like, I can't believe I lost, and for some reason he gets frustrated. But I think Classic is the huge favorite coming into this one.
yeah, I vote for Classic myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if Patience won. But I'm predicting maybe it's a 70-30 swing in the favor of Classic for this game.
Interesting. I'd go for something like 85-15 or maybe even 90-10.